All right, we're going to look at our left sidebar. Our left sidebar has all of the steps that are included in this lesson. So if we're trying to navigate through, maybe we want to see or review a specific lesson, we can do so here. In the center here, we've got just the content of our lesson, kind of like a subheader, and then the content within the lesson. Down at the bottom of that lesson, we can see just some helps. Another step. We cycle through the steps. We can see some of the content here. Just the next, and I want to walk through here because this will be the first start to grabbing or putting in code for your API. Since this first lesson is using Tableau Server Client with Python, the first thing to do is import that Tableau Server Client library. And we're going to use another library called OS. So we import that one as well. Scrolling down, these main elements are required for authenticating with Tableau Server Client. So right here, I've got the server URL. I've got my site, which is the Tableau site, and I've got my token name. My token secret is coming from a secure file, and this is where we're using that OS library to grab the secure information. In this case, that being the secret, my token secret. Moving on to the next step, we see we're going to create an authentication object. So we're going to name that object TableauOps, and we're going to use the personal access token auth method within the TSC library. We have to pass it the token name from above, the secret, and the site ID. With this will authenticate into the server or cloud instance. And then we will connect to that server. Again, using this is a server method within the TSC library, and this is the authentication object that we just created above. Getting down to the full script, let me see. You can see this a little better. So this is the full script, and it can be copied here. And then once it's copied, we can take a look at the coding window. All right, lesson, you're going to see this coding window, and I've copied that code, and I'm going to just do a paste. Maybe I haven't copied it. So when I get there, I can see we're importing our libraries. We're setting our variables. We're setting our variables here. We're using those variables to authenticate and to create a server object. We're using the server object and the authentication object to do the actual logging in. And I can run this with Control-Enter directly in the browser. And there's an error. All right, we've got the output there, and we can see I'm printing out the user. So let's go back to the code real quick. And let's see. And you can see in my output, we are finally printing the user ID here. So let's go back to the code, and we can see down here that when I authenticate into my server, I'm going to print the server URL, the site ID, and right here, the user ID of that server instance that I'm authenticating with. If we wanted to add something simple, we could go back to the code window and say, let's print just print the user dot name. Run that and see. Yeah, let's look at that.